Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to tear apart a Hindi horror story that uses some really ancient rituals and a terrifying secret to build this almost unbearable sense of dread. So, let's see how it all works. So, right from the get-go, the story doesn't start with a character. Nope. It starts with this terrifying chant. We're just dropped right into the middle of a dark ritual, and we have no idea who or what Mulcahy even is. The effect is so immediate. This isn't just a story. It feels more like an incantation that's meant to pull you right in. And then, bam, the story just hits you with its central, horrifying question. This isn't just a hook, it's like the moral black hole that the entire story is built around. You're immediately forced to wonder, what on earth could drive people to do something like this? You just have to stick around to find out. Okay, so how does the story even begin to answer that question? Well, it starts with the place itself. See, a good horror story needs a location that just feels wrong. And this village immediately gives you that deep sense of isolation. Our way into this creepy world is through a guy named Rakesh. He's a governmental official, a man of logic and reason. He's just there to figure out why a school is shut down. But he basically walks into a village completely ruled by fear and superstition. So the central conflict is crystal clear from the start. It's modern logic versus some kind of ancient evil. You know, the first thing that hits Rakesh isn't something he sees, but what he doesn't hear, this deep, unnatural silence. Think about it, a village without the sound of children playing. It's like a village without a soul. And that chilling atmosphere is set before anyone even says a word. All right, so Rakesh gets to work. He's trying to get answers about the school, but the first clues he stumbles upon aren't in any official reports. Nah, they're hidden in a children's game. And this is where it gets really unsettling. This first major clue comes from watching the kids play something called the sacrificial game. They're literally reenacting the town's horror with a little mud idol. It's such a brilliant way to show us how this unspeakable trauma has become totally normalized, even in their playtime. And then you hear these words coming out of a child's mouth. A little boy just matter-of-factly says that someone named Chotu has to be sacrificed. For these kids, it's not really a game. It's just a reflection of their reality. And that shows you just how deep this horror really goes. So you've got the creepy game, the fear everywhere, kids disappearing, all these little threads, right? And they all start pointing to one character, the powerful village priest, Agaram. He's supposed to be the village's savior, but Rakesh, and us, the audience, we start to suspect he's actually the source of all the darkness. And this, right here, is the turning point. The slow burn mystery is about to just explode. The monster who's been hiding in plain sight is about to show his true face. So after Ahorm drugs him, Rakesh has this awful nightmare. He sees the idol of Moloch in perfect detail, the human body, the buffalo head, and this furnace built into its stomach. It's a classic horror move, right? His subconscious is screaming a warning at him, showing him the evil before he even finds it in the real world. Rakesh uses the clues from his own nightmare and confronts Agaram at the idol. And that's it. The pretense is over. Agaram just drops the facade with this absolutely bone-chilling confession. Moloch isn't a god. It's a devil, and he is its willing servant. The mask is completely off. So get this, it was never about saving the village. He engineered the whole crisis, the famines, the diseases, just to create fear. Then he presented himself as the only solution, demanding their children as payment to fuel his own sick quest for immortality. He literally feeds on their hope and their children's souls. So, the truth is out, and all that pent-up tension just erupts. The story goes full throttle into its climax as the villagers' worship of Agaram turns into pure rage. And this is key. Rakesh doesn't just expose the bad guy, he empowers the victims. Once the truth is out, that spell of fear is broken, and it's instantly replaced by this righteous fury. This quote right here captures that exact moment of reversal. And what happens next is just powerful, poetic justice. The villagers don't wait for anyone to come help. They deliver the sentence themselves, and it fits the crime perfectly. Agaram gets consumed by the very same demonic furnace he used for his sacrifices. So with the monster gone, we get this moment of relief, you know? The curse seems lifted. That awful silence is finally broken by the sounds that should have been there all along. Kids playing, women laughing. For a second, it really feels like a happy ending. But, come on, this is a horror story. And just when you let your guard down, just when you feel safe, it hits you with that final, devastating twist. Because in great horror, evil rarely dies. It just waits. Years have passed. We go back to the ruins on another moonless night. There's a lone figure digging at the spot where the idol was buried, and he speaks these words into the darkness. It's a promise, a vow to finish what was started. And then a flash of lightning reveals his face, and it is the final punch to the gut. It's a Gorham's son with the same demonic red eyes. The story reveals that the evil wasn't just one man. It's a legacy, a bloodline, ready to continue the ritual. And that's the chilling question the story leaves us with. A new hero might show up, but the evil is generational, which suggests this is just an inescapable cycle. It's that classic horror ending that proves some monsters can never truly be buried.